This is $5,000 in cold hard cash. I've taken it to the Hustler Casino in Los Angeles to play poker. I've exchanged it for chips and I am ready to play. I'm using $1,500 right now to buy in and keeping the rest for rebuys just in case. Hopefully we won't need them though. Our first hand of the day is a PLO double board bomb pot, and I've got a strong draw on both boards, but when I miss on the turn and my outs are significantly reduced, I have to just let it go. I'm starting the day playing way too loosely. I'm raising this 8-6 of diamonds in the low jack, and then I'm calling pre-flop 4 ways with the 7-4 of clubs out the straddle. And I think I know the reason. 10 hours ago, I was playing a really big 10-10-20 game at Lucky Lady Casino, and I was winning pots worth $9,000. So maybe I'm chasing the rush a little bit. Need to shake that off as soon as possible, so let's get focused here. Next up, I've got ace-7 of diamonds on the button. The $20 straddle is on, and a local pro raises in the low jack. I ain't folding a suited ace on the button. I go ahead and make the call. The young aggro kid in the straddle is going to call as well. Now, when I say the straddle is aggressive, I mean really aggressive. He's so aggro that people call him the modern day Tom Dwan. He calls himself the Indian Tom Dwan. You've never seen a more aggressive 21-year-old poker whiz kid in your life. Anyway, we're going to go 3 ways to the flop here, and it comes down 8-5-3 with 2 diamonds. Really good start. I've got that nut flush draw, and the low jack is going to c-bet for $120. I'm a little surprised by this. The low jack is very good, and I'd expect him to just check his entire range here, but he does decide to bet out for $120. I ain't folding. I go ahead and make the call. We go heads up to the turn, and it's an offsuit 4. I pick up additional outs if I'm behind, and my opponent checks it on over to me. Now, I don't expect my opponent to bet any ace-x on the flop apart from nut flush draws. So if I stab the turn here, I'm not making a hand like ace-king or ace-queen fold because I don't think he bets those. So I think the play is to just check back, maybe bet a weaker flush draw like a queen-high flush draw or something like that. So I check it on back, and the river is a deuce. Really interesting river. And my opponent bets out, this time for $450. He really shouldn't have any 6x. He shouldn't bet pocket sixes on the flop. 6-5 suited, these types of hands are just not going to be bets. So I kind of flirted with the idea of shoving to get him off of a chop, but I based my turn decision on him having no ace-x. So I decide to just call and fully expect to win versus a bluff. I go ahead and make the call. He says you got it and mucks. I'm going to win here versus a bluff. Really fun hand, quite a few levels to it. And I am dragging in a nice pot. This is going to put me in profit after the early looseness, shall we say. I'm up $275. And I've got king 7 of clubs for the next hand. I'm not the only one who's in a gambling mood today because the $80 straddle is on. And yep, you guessed it. It is the young aggro hotshot whiz kid sticking it on. This hand is also going to be live commentated by Jay Boogs. He's doing his Ali Najad Nick Schulman impersonation to the delight of the entire table. I'm going to raise it on up here to $240. This is the bottom of my opening range. It might even be too loose, to be honest. It's going to fold round to the $80 straddle, and he makes it $620 to go. I should have known that was coming. I really just want to stick it in his eye. He's got me covered here, and I want to just move all in, but I do just let it go. Show it. Oh my God.
And Nick, you gotta really appreciate the fact that he's going for it. Just the sheer will and determination.
I miss being 21, I really do. Not for the drinking or the partying or the chasing girls or anything like that, but for being young and free enough to 3-bet hands like Queen 4 offsuit. Young poker players, if you're listening, never grow up. Anyway, moving on now. I've got 10-9 of hearts in the cutoff. The $40 straddle is on here. How boring. And I raise it on up to $105. Boogs is going to put in the 3-bet. He makes it $320 to go from the small blind. Action is back on me, and I definitely want to see a flop here, so I go ahead and make the call. We go heads up to that flop, and it comes down king, queen, 9 rainbow. I've got bottom pair, but it's not the worst bottom pair I've ever flopped in my life. Boogs is going to check it on over to me, and I think we've got a very clear check back here. So I check it back, and we see the queen of clubs roll off on the turn. He is now going to bet out for $260. Yeah, he's going to have a lot of queen X, but maybe some bluffs that have decided to just try and rep the queen. It's a bit weird, but I could have the best hand, and I've got outs if I'm behind, so I go ahead and make the call. River's an offsuit 7, not really what I was looking for. Bit of hope when he checks it on over to me, but no, I check it back. He's got ace-king, and he is going to win this pot. He probably could have got a street on the flop and a street on the turn out of me, but after this hand, I'm stuck. $550, not much going my way. Just got to keep on going. Next up, I've got king, queen offsuit in the straddle. Middle blind raises it on up to $60, and I put in the re-raise. I make it $200 to go. Action is back on the middle blind, and he is going to make the call here. We're going to go heads up to the flop, and it comes down king, six, deuce, all hearts. Really interesting flop, and I've got a plan here. I'm going to bet the flop, bet the safe turns, and then check back the river. I go ahead and bet out $125 on the flop, and my opponent makes the call. Turn is an offsuit deuce. Shouldn't really change anything. And like I say, I've got a plan. I'm sticking with it. I bet again, this time for $425. I've played a decent amount with this player, and I like my plan here, although I'd probably play this hand the same versus most players. I bet again, and he moves all in. Did not expect that. I sigh. I just let my hand go. He could be bluffing, but he is going to show the camera here. Don't have an ace-queen offsuit type hand. He's got the flopped nuts. Very nice hand to my opponent. I wasn't going to bet the river anyway, so he's won the absolute maximum from me here. Next up, I've got pocket tens in the middle blind. The hijack has raised it on up to $60, and the small blind makes it $220 to go. Now, small blind is not super aggressive here. He covers my $2,000 stack. We don't want to get it in with tens versus a not too aggressive player, and I don't want to fold my hand in position versus a non-pro, so I'm going to bust out the cold call. This is something I did in the last episode with ace 10 and was able to take it to showdown and win. Let's hope it goes just as well this time. Hijack is going to call as well. We go three ways to the flop, and it comes down king 10-3 with two hearts. Let's go. Small blind is going to check now, and I definitely don't want to check here. I bet out for $175. Hijack gets out the way, and the small blind check jams. I did not expect that. He moves all in for $1,500. I snap call, and he asks me, do you want to go once or twice? I'm a nice guy. I say, let's go twice. He's got ace, queen of hearts. This is a big, big pot here versus a monster draw. Let's see if we can hold.
That one's over. Don't burn anything. Chop it up.
Chopping does seem kind of fair there versus that monster draw, but at the same time, when you win the first one, it kind of sucks when you don't scoop. But still, nice hand to my opponent, and we are now starting the stand-up game. We don't play it that often here at the Hustler, but I love playing it. It's a lot of fun. Gets people playing hands they wouldn't normally play, and it brings the action. First hand of note, I've got pocket eights in the cutoff. We're about 10 minutes in. I raise it on up to $75 because stand-up game things, and the button puts in the re-raise. He makes it $300 to go. Action is back on me, and I decide to just move all in. There's a bit of meta with the stand-up game and 3-bet light and stuff like that, so I move all in. Action is back on my opponent. Oh, that's not good. He's made the call. I expected him to just fold really often, but he has made the call here. He says once or twice. I say twice. I show my hand, and he shows me an ace. He's not the slow rolling type, so I know we're flipping here. Over to you, dealer.
Slow rolling the ball.
Ooh. Oh, that ace of spades is not good. Oh.
That's a winner. That's a loser. Ace king, I said it.
Dead.
You get the pop.
That's the one I care about.
Once again, we're chopping it up, which seems kind of fair, but once again, I won the first one. It's a little disappointing when you don't scoop. Maybe I should just run it once, and I'd be up so much money today. Given the fact I won the top board, I am safe from the stand-up game, which is a little win, we'll say, after chopping with the flip. I gotta tell you, if I'd won twice here, I'd be standing up yelling just like J-Boogs is when he saves himself 15 minutes later.
Oh, that's me, and that's three, and that's me. I scoop.
Straight, yeah.
Straight, I don't.
It's 3-6.
Oh my God.
That's my end.
Ship it to Papa.
I do love playing with J-Boogs. He's just one of the guys. It's a lot of fun, and he stands up and shouts, ship it to Papa, which is all absolutely fantastic if you ask me. This is also the final hand of the stand-up game, and we've agreed that we're going to flip for the $400 that the loser has to pay out, and my buddy Chris, who lost, is going to river me and win back his own money. It's not fair. It's not fair. All part of the fun here at the Hustler Casino. It really does feel like a home game sometimes. Next up, I've got Jack 10 of spades in the middle blind. Early position limps in for $20. The button makes it $65 to go, and I put in the re-raise. I make it $230 to go. Button is going to make the call here, and we go heads up to the flop. It comes down king 10-6 with two clubs. I've got second pair, and I decide to check my second pair over to the button. He's going to take a stab here for $275. I don't think he's going to do this with that many worse hands, to be honest. So I'm not exactly loving life with second pair, but still not folding a pair. I go ahead and make the call. Turn is an offsuit 3. I check it on over to my opponent, and he just checks it back. He could be checking back a king. I expect him to do that really often here, so maybe need a bit of help on the river. It's a 5, no improvement to my hand, but all the draws do miss. I check again, and my opponent checks back. He's actually got 10-9 of clubs for a weaker kicker, a huge flop for him, flopping a pair and a flush draw, but my Jack-10 suited is able to hold, and I am going to win a nice one. Kicker plays, and spoiler alert, stick around a little bit later in this vlog. There is a huge pot with a big kicker problem. It's a lot of fun. We'll get to it in just a few minutes. For now, though, after this hand, I'm going to go through a really boring ABC couple of hours, just minimal hands, bleeding, missing when I do play a hand. A bit of frustration getting the better of me here as I look down at 10-6 of hearts in the small blind, and I'm going to raise it on up. This is not a raise, a bit bored, a bit frustrated. I'm getting a little out of line here and raising it on up. We're going to get 2 calls, and the flop is going to come down king 3 deuce with 2 hearts. I'm going to c-bet. I'm going to get a call. The turn is a queen. I'm going to barrel again for $300. I then get raised to $700. I have to call because of the pot odds, and I'm just going to lead out if I get there. But a blackjack on the river is the opposite of what we were looking for, and I have to just fold versus the river bet. I just stepped a little out of line there. I probably raised 10-7, definitely raising 10-8 of hearts, but a little out of line, and it's cost me $1,000. It sucks when it happens, but this is why you got to bring your A game all the time and not let little sloppy mistakes creep into your game. All right, let's forget about it. Let's give ourselves a shake and let's play as well as possible. Next up, I've got 8-7 of clubs. Early position is limped in for $20. I make it $80 next to act. The cutoff is going to make the call, and then the big blind makes it $310 to go. I'm not folding this in position. Yeah, we might go multi-way, but I don't expect my hand to be that dominated that often, so I go ahead and make the call. Cutoff is going to call as well, and the flop comes down Jack 10-9 rainbow. I've got the bottom end of the flopped straight. It's going to check on over to me. I bet out for $480. Cutoff folds. Big blind takes a little bit of time before sighing and folding. I think he's just folded pocket aces, to be honest. But I'm happy to win a nice one. I flopped that straight, and I didn't have to deal with a bad turn card or a bad river card. And we take it down. Next up, I've got king 6 of clubs in the small blind. The button limps in, and I make it $80 to go. A tiny bit loose, but I think this is okay. Big blind is going to make the call. The limper calls as well, and we go 3 ways to the flop. It comes down Jack 5 deuce rainbow. Bit of a swing and a miss for me, but I've got king high. I unblock ace high. I've got backdoor straight and flush draws. I decide to c-bet. I bet out for $80. Big blind is going to make the call, and the button calls as well. Turn is the king of hearts, full rainbow board. Delighted to make top pair, and I see no reason not to keep on betting. I bet out for $315. Big blind gets out the way, but the button sticks around to make the call. River is the king of spades. Really nice run out here. I've got 3 of a kind, and I could shove here. My opponent's got about $1,200 behind, but what are we targeting here? Yeah, we could shove and maybe get called by a jack, but if we bet a little smaller, we could get called by a 5. We could even get called by a hand like pocket 6s or pocket 7s or something. So I decide to try and get called by a wider range. I bet out for $825. My opponent actually snap calls and starts to turn his hand over just as I'm turning mine over. He's got king 3 of diamonds. I look at the board. Does my kicker play? It actually does. My opponent has floated with all the back doors. We've both gone runner, king X for 3 of a kind, and my kicker is gonna play. This is a crazy run out, and I'm very lucky my opponent didn't have a king 7 or king 8 type hand, which would have just been a massive cooler for me. And I'm dragging in this really nice pot. Talk about unlucky for my opponent. I am only down $900 for the day after this hand, and it's my last hand of the day. Not long after this, I am racking up, heading to the cashier, only down $600 for the day. I don't think I played my best today. I wasn't spewing my guts out or anything. I've certainly played better though, but still, really nice comeback. Only down $600. I'll absolutely take it.